Next this evening, Nottinghamshire's largest ever haul of homemade weapons, which are known as Slamguns. They were found with drugs and a loaded pistol after police stumbled across a cannabis grow and raided several homes. Well, this afternoon, the ringleader, that's Christopher Jones, was jailed for 25 years, as our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
Ramey Drive in Bestwood. Please! One of several raids at homes in Nottingham that brought down a profitable criminal network. Inside what the police describe as a sophisticated cannabis grow, one of 6 seizures that were valued at more than £250,000.
They've probably started supplying cannabis, but then they've moved on to more serious drugs like cocaine, and then they've also moved into arming themselves with weapons, which could potentially, be lethal. It's quite common for people to steal cannabis from these locations, so it's quite common practice for people involved in these kind of crimes to possess weapons.
Today, the ringleader, Christopher Jones, was jailed for 25 years for offences including possessing a firearm with intent to endanger life. 2 accomplices, Lee Blake and Sophie Wotton, received 6 and 8-year sentences. And Drew Williamson's been jailed for 5 years for intent to supply cocaine. Another woman received a suspended sentence for producing cannabis.
A major investigation into drugs and weapons began after a chance discovery here in Bulwell. They'd gone to a house just here on Barry Street to check that a woman was safe. And they only did that because a taxi driver raised concerns that she was scared of her boyfriend.
That boyfriend was Jones, whose gun and ammunition were discovered when police searched this drawer after finding cannabis plants at the house. This loaded pistol was damning evidence. They found around 100 of these bullets too, which matched ammunition at Blake's home in St Anne's. There they also discovered 8 so-called Slamguns, these homemade weapons made from metal pipes. Those pipes slot together to activate a firing pin. The police found these shotgun cartridges too, which the Slamguns could fire.
They've been around since the Second World War, but they've started to become more prominent in, urban street areas. People are manufacturing their own weapons because they can't get hold of them through any kind of conventional means.
And how dangerous are these Slamguns?
Exceptionally dangerous. Essentially, you just slam them together and it discharges a single round of ammunition. Could have had catastrophic consequences.
The police say Jones was protecting a lucrative business. This cash was seized too. Producing cannabis, they say, on an industrial scale.
Well, Joe is with me, as you can see. I mean, how sophisticated are these Slamguns, as they're called, then?
And not at all, really, Anne, because they're made from simple metal pipes, or parts of simple metal pipes like these. Now, basically, what happens is one of them slots inside the other, along with a shotgun cartridge. And you can kind of imagine why they are so dangerous, not just for the person being targeted, but for the user as well. In fact, Nottinghamshire police in the past have talked about how one suspect actually blew part of his hand off when one of these weapons backfired. And they say criminals who use these guns are actually risking their own lives too.
As you said at the beginning then, so there are 4 men and women who are all in jail tonight. I mean, what else did we hear about that?
Well, they were sentenced this afternoon by Judge Michael Orty, KC, who described the use of dangerous guns as terrifying and disturbing. And he said, Anne, that they were running a cannabis business that wrought misery and suffering on countless lives. He also said the ringleader, Christopher Jones, manipulated 2 of those women who've been sentenced with him. Wotton and Williamson, he said, were both plainly besotted with Jones, and neither of them actually knew that the other was in a relationship with him. The judge also mentioned that taxi driver we heard about who called the police over his concerns about Sophie Wotton. The judge described him as a good Samaritan and formally commended him.